So I stuck my foot out and put it right above her knee and rocked her back and forth and said, "Hey, lady." And at that point, she did respond. She said, "Ugh."
Do you use public restrooms? All right, some people do. Some people have no problem. They comfortable. Other people will hold it in until they get home. They don't care how long it takes. They are not using the public restroom. Uh, this this lady that we have on the screen right here, right now, is about to tell us about a story she had, something that happened to her when she decided to use a public restroom. So let's get into her story, and we're gonna talk about it as we go.
So I'm sitting on the toilet in Target just trying to take a piss by myself when all of a sudden I hear somebody sneeze. And then I hear what can only be described as a splat sound. And along with the splat sound, I got company. That is correct. I am sitting there peeing on the toilet in the Target bathroom, and there is now half of another person in the stall with me. Specifically the bottom, not clothed half of another person.
Okay, I thought I thought the splat was gonna be Dookie. I mean, what did you think the splat was gonna be? I thought the splat was gonna be Dookie. And sometimes some people Dookie can be, you know, so big and uh it make you feel like you got company. So, I thought it was, but it was a person. So let's let's get it.
Now, my autistic ass is good to have around in an emergency because I don't tend to panic, but I am incredibly awkward and I overthink everything. So I didn't want to reach down with my hand and shake a lady that I have never met nor seen naked before this point. So I said, "Hey, lady, are you okay?" And she didn't respond at all. So I stuck my foot out and put it right above her knee and rocked her back and forth and said, "Hey, lady." And at that point, she did respond. She said, "Ugh." And while a response is a good thing, that one wasn't coherent, so I finished my business, pulled back on my britches, and opened the door.
Okay, first of all, if I'm in the if I am in if I'm sitting on the public toilet in a stall and half of a person slides under the thing and I touch it with my foot and the person says, "Oh," look, it won't take me long to finish after that, okay? Everything in me will come out, all right? I will probably be dehydrated once I get up. Everything will be out of me. Okay? It don't look. I'm not like a scaredy cat or person or whatever. I just don't like things around me that I can't explain. And I can't explain that. I can't explain that sound. Okay? I can't even how am I supposed to how am I supposed to explain that to the proper authorities? All right, I don't look. I'm just everything is leaving my body that doesn't belong in there. I'm just saying, but yeah.
Little did I know that Heather, that's what I'm going to call her, did not come alone. There are 13 other sorority sisters in the bathroom, and because they are sorority sisters, I hope you will not judge me for the question that I asked next. I said, "Hey, is that your friend in there?" And they said, "Yes." And I said, "What's her name?" And they said, "Heather." And I said, "Okay, is Heather drunk?" And they said, "No." I said, "Is Heather doing any drugs?" And they said, "Heather doesn't even drink. No, she's not doing drugs." And I said, "Okay. Does Heather perhaps not drink because she's diabetic?" And they said, "No, she's not diabetic." I said, "Have you guys eaten anything today?" And they said, "Yeah, we just came from getting food." I said, "Okay, is Heather allergic to anything?" No. And then Heather says, "Hey guys, Can somebody open the door and help me? And now all these girls are staring at me, and I say, does someone have an umbrella? And they did. So I used the umbrella to unhook the lock on the bathroom door, and when the door swings open, there's Heather, and suddenly everything makes fucking sense. I say, Heather, do you know how you ended up on the floor today? She said, yeah, I just have hay fever, which is not the correct response. It's not, but apparently Heather's done this before, because at our Target, the pipes on the back of the toilets are exactly the right height that when Heather's short ass sits on the toilet, the top of the metal pipe hits her right here. Right there. And that's a problem, because as soon as Heather sat down, she sneezed. When she sneezed, her head went back, and she knocked herself plumb the fuck out. And that is how my date night started.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Heather wasn't embarrassed. Like, first of all, I don't even know what to say. What, like, so did the sorority sisters not know that she was halfway in between two stalls? And aren't sorority sisters supposed to help you before a perfect stranger does? I mean, they knew everything about Heather. All right, she don't drink, she don't smoke nothing. She just came from eating. She's not allergic to anything. They know everything about her, but can't help her off the floor. Like, isn't sorority sisters supposed to say, you know, we were standing out here, we heard that same sneeze and splat that this stranger heard. Maybe we should check on Heather. Nobody. We just, you know, everybody is just okay with, you know, not doing anything to help your fellow sister. Okay? Should that get you, like, removed from the sorority? Because that's what sorority is, right? I've never, you know, pledged or anything. But you let me know. Do sororities and fraternities go by the code of helping each other and being there for each other? I thought that was the whole purpose. And y'all just let Heather sit out there. But, you know, Heather, you know, learn how to control your sneeze or something. I don't know what to, you know, I want to give you advice, but I can't even, how do you avoid, how would Heather avoid this? All right, knocking yourself out while sneezing. How would Heather avoid, you know what? Stay away from public restrooms, because that pipe does not appear at your house. So you would have been good if you was at home. All right, stay out of public restrooms. Oh man, hey, but tell me, what would you have done? Would you have been as calm as she was when half a person comes sliding under your stall? Or would you freaked out and automatically thought, you know, it was a dead body or something? But let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see y'all next time.